Hello everybody, welcome to the I Am IT Geek YouTube channel. My name is Shabazz Dart and as ever I am the IT Geek. Welcome back to the AZ700 Designing and Implementing Microsoft Azure Network Solutions Study Guide series. Today is actually this is actually going to be the last episode within Module 3. We've covered Azure Virtual Gateway, we've covered Azure App Gateway, we covered Azure Front Door, and today we are going to cover Azure Traffic Manager. So again, same format as normal. I'll do the theory and my good friend Mohammed Sajid will do a lab at the end. So without further ado, let's get started. So as I mentioned, we're towards the end of this is the last episode in Module 3 before we move on to the final module. I think it's the final module. You know what? Don't quote me on that. Is it the final module? It will be the final module, yes. So today we're going to talk about designing and implementing Azure Traffic Manager. So we're going to talk about identifying appropriate use cases for ATM or Azure Traffic Manager. Talk about configuring a routing method, and then I'll hand over to Mohammed Sajid to do a demo on configuring Azure Traffic Manager. So let's talk about identifying appropriate use cases for Azure Traffic Manager first. So Azure Traffic Manager is a DNS-based traffic load balancer, and this service allows you to distribute traffic to your sort of public-facing applications across the global Azure regions. Traffic Manager also provides public endpoints with high availability and quick responsiveness. It delivers high availability for your critical applications by monitoring your endpoints and providing automatic failover when an endpoint goes down. Also allows you to run cloud services and websites in data centers located around the world. Traffic Manager can improve the responsiveness of your website by directing traffic to the endpoint with the lowest latency. You can have planned maintenance done on your applications without any downtime. Traffic Manager can direct traffic to alternative endpoints while that maintenance is in progress. Finally, Traffic Manager supports external non-Azure endpoints, enabling it to be used with sort of hybrid cloud and on-premises deployments, including the sort of burst to cloud, migrate to cloud, and sort of failover to cloud scenarios or use cases. So about configuring routing methods now, before a bit of a smaller theory today. I'll be handing over to Mohammed Sajid shortly. So Azure Traffic Manager supports 6 different traffic routing methods to determine how to route network traffic to the various service endpoints. For any profile, Traffic Manager applies the traffic routing method associated to it to each DNS query it receives. The traffic routing method determines which endpoint is returned in the DNS response. So the first sort of method is called priority. If you select priority routing when you want to have a primary service endpoint for all traffic, you can provide multiple sort of backup endpoints in case the primary one or one of the back-end endpoints is unavailable. Another method is called weighted. So you select weighted routing when you want to distribute traffic across a set of endpoints based on their weight. So you set the weight the same to distribute evenly across all endpoints. Another routing method is called performance. So you can select performance routing when you have endpoints in different geographic locations and you want end users to use the closest endpoint for the sort of lowest network latency. We then have geographic routing methods. So you select geographic routing to direct users to specific endpoints, Azure external or nested, based on where the DNS queries originate from a geographic perspective. With this routing method, it enables you to be in compliance with scenarios such as data sovereignty mandates, localization of content, and user experience and measured traffic from some sort of different regions. We then have the multi-value routing method. So if you select multi-value for Traffic Manager profiles, they can only have IPv4 or IPv6 addresses as endpoints. When a query is received for this profile, all healthy endpoints are returned. Final one we have is subnet routing method. So you select subnet traffic routing method to map sets of end user IP addresses and their ranges to specific endpoints. When a request is received, The endpoint returned will be the one mapped for that request source IP address. So, final demo of Module 3. So I will now hand over to Saj. So over to you, Saj.
Thank you, Shabazz. Hi, everyone. So Shabazz has just gone through Traffic Manager, and one of the things he looked at was the routing methods. So when you're deploying a Traffic Manager, navigate to Load Balancers or search Traffic Manager profiles, and then essentially it'll take you to the same location. So here you have your different load balancers defined on the left-hand side over here. So select Traffic Manager, select Create, give it a name, TMO1. Give it a more appropriate name, don't call it that. So here is .trafficmanager.net. So if in our example, you would need to give it a more appropriate AZ700 demo TM01. You need to give it a global unique name. Grouping method, subscription. So if you've got multiple subscriptions, select the subscription that you want. So we've already got one. Resource group. We'll select our AZ700 resource group. And again, if you look here, you've got routing methods. Shabazz has covered these in the slides, but select the one that you want: performance, weighted, priority, geographic, multi-value, or subnet. So priority would be you want all traffic to go to one location first, and if that fails, go to a second location. So all traffic will come to Europe, and if it fails, go to Asia. Performance would be where the best performance for the user will connect to that particular location if it's a globally distributed application. Geographic will look to keep the traffic within geography or where the connection resides. So if it's in Asia, we'll keep it in Asia. If it's in Europe, we'll keep it in Europe. If it's in America, we'll keep it in America. So select the one that you want to configure. So if you leave as default, which is performance, and select create. And then after your basic setup for Traffic Manager, that's all you need to configure. Thank you for watching. Back to you, Shabazz.
Thank you, Saj. Another great demo on Azure Traffic Manager. Again, if you want to follow the labs yourself, the description to the GitHub link where the labs are is in the description. Mine and Saj's socials, Twitter, LinkedIn are in the description as well. Please do give us a like, give us a follow on our Twitter and connect with us on LinkedIn. Ask us any questions you want, ping us a message or a tweet. And thank you everyone for watching. We've got one more module to go before that'll be it for the series. It's been a bit of a longer series just due to personal issues really and health. But it's been a really enjoyable series as well, so that'll be the final module. So thank you everybody for watching, and until next time, goodbye.